It's 2023 and it's time for me to bring you a new video on how you are going to contour. We're gonna rock this out right now, how you can contour your beautiful face. I'm Jocelyn McClellan, and it has been a joy for me to be here for the past 6 years teaching on YouTube and in other places on how we can really maximize our looks and our makeup. It doesn't matter if you have really youthful young skin or if you feel that you fit into the mature skin bracket. I want you to make sure that you are covered when it comes to your makeup. One of the biggest key things with makeup is there's this new trend that started, and that was contouring. And contouring can be such a pain in the butt. It can be overwhelming. It can be nerve-wracking. We can wonder if we're doing it right, and we can feel judged with it because we don't feel confident when it comes to contouring. And I want to fix that for you. We're going to change that all out right now. Contouring for beginners is huge, but contouring for somebody that might not feel you're a beginner, but you might be a beginner to cream foundation. Now, using a cream contour is huge. It's a game changer. I, for one, am somebody who loves the cream contour from Seint Beauty. I love how they have it. I love that it's actually, if you didn't know, a thicker consistency than it is for the rest of their highlights, what we call, the other people call foundations, but we call them highlights because it really brightens and adds to the skin. So I'm just gonna give you a quick rundown really quick. I'm going to show you my palette. It is gonna be a used palette because it's my palette. But in mine, I have my highlight colors, and then I have a contour and a bronzer, and then I have different lip and cheeks and an illuminator. So this is how the palettes kind of break down, but you can always have a smaller palette, a different size palette from Seint than what somebody else might be using. It's up to you, and you fill your palette how your heart desires. You get to fill your palette with the colors that you love. Today we're gonna talk about contouring with a bronzer, contouring with a contour, and contouring with a blush. I have never covered this in any of my past videos. You can go and check them out as well, but this is something that might help you to feel a little more comfortable when it comes to your cream foundation and your makeup and using your Seint Beauty. When it comes to contouring, you are in control with what kind of brushes that you like. I'm gonna give you just a couple key things that are brushes that I recommend that I use and I tell beginners to start out with. So first, I have the blend brush. So this one is going to help you to get a lighter application when applying your contour. Then we have the 3D brush. A lot of people tend to buy this one when they first start out. It's not my favorite choice for contouring. We'll go over that, but I'll show you how you can use it. And then the third one is this detail brush. So people like to go in with one side and use this kind of brush. So you're gonna see me using these 3 brushes, and I'll make sure to link them below. The other thing I want to link below is I have worked so hard with this for the past 6 years, like I told you, but one of my favorite things is understanding the skin and understanding your skin. Like I said, it does not matter if you're just starting out with makeup, you have a 12-year-old that's just getting started, and we wanna make sure that that 12-year-old feels confident in makeup, or if you're along the mature skin route where some of these tutorials that you see just doesn't make sense. I also wanna clear up this myth too. I might be 40, but I'm very definite in my knowledge behind mature skin. You can be 65, you can be 72, you can be 81 or 100. I feel extremely confident in the skin. The reason why is I've taken the time to understand face shapes, skin textures, wrinkles, hooded eyes, the hollows under the eyes, how fine the wrinkles are under the eyes, dry skin, oily skin, normal skin. You name it, I have worked with it, and I've made it a point to understand it. So I got you. You can always go to fitmissionmakeup.com and get a custom color match. And if you're watching this because you've already gotten a custom color match and you want to know better on how to apply that makeup, well, here we go, let's dive in. So I have my contour right here, and again, we have a bronzer and we have a contour, and then I have this nude color with blush. Right now, we're going to start on how to contour with a cream contour. Now, when you get your makeup, they're gonna come in individual tins with a lid on them. You're going to take off the lid and you're gonna slide that into your palette. Super easy. You can keep them together with the highlights. They say highlight on the bottom or contour or all that, or you can mix them however your heart desires. Now, The consistency of the highlight is not the same as the consistency of the contour. So the consistency of the contour, it's gonna get a little bit harder to get out of the tin than it is with the highlight. The reason being is we wanna make sure you're using minimal makeup with the highlight, because less is more, but we know that contour goes in the areas that you touch your face most. So we wanna make sure that that's going to stay on you better. So how you get it out of the tin is gonna be different than how you do your highlight color. First things first is I'm going to show you with the blend brush. This is a technique that is my personal favorite, and this is how we minimalize using the contour. A lot of times in tutorials, we see people go in and they actually apply a very strong line of their contour and then they blend out. This method can make it harder for you or easier, so you need to find out which method is better for you. When you go into the makeup, this right here, when people say there's hardly anything in my brush, even this amount right here, this could be too much for you. Now, the thing that's so awesome about this makeup is it can look like there's nothing on the brush, and still what's cool is the makeup actually sits on the tip of the brush, meaning that every little bit that gets on that end is coming onto your skin. You're not wasting it inside the brush, okay? So what you're gonna do is you're gonna come onto your face and you're gonna feel where this cheekbone is, and you notice that it kind of comes and wraps itself up. We never wanna make the face look flat, and we want to go in, not flat back, but we want to bring in that arch to give the cheek a nice lift. So I'm going to come in to about right here, and I'm gonna stipple that, and I'm going to bring this and give it a lift on the way back, okay? So even though I have makeup on, you can still see where that was, and we're going to lift it back. Now, my goal is, you can now see even that, how much there isn't as much makeup on the brush anymore. We're doing such a good job with only using what we need to on this brush with this method. So now I'm gonna come and stipple, and I'm using the minimal effect, which means I'm actually saving time, not having to go and smear and smush, but you notice that you didn't really see it go on the face that much. That's because the goal is that less is more, and the less I have to touch the overall look, the better. So we're gonna come in here, and I'm gonna contour close to the top of the forehead, and like you might be noticing and seeing as I sweep out that makeup onto my brush, is as I go along, you can't see any strong lines. You can't see them. As I go, it's just doing its job. It's coming, it's darkening the forehead, it's shadowing that forehead, but you can't see that I have a strong line and then I have to go in and blend after. This is my favorite method. I save time, and I'm able to just be very direct with how I apply. Now, if you use a bigger brush when you go in and contour, I want you to make sure, this is the 3D brush, that you're gonna squish that brush, get out the color. Okay, so we have about like so on the brush. Let me show you like that. About like that much onto the brush. Again, it's not that much. And then you can unsquish it or keep it squished depending on your face shape. You're gonna come and hug under that cheekbone, and remember, see how I just gave it a lift. Now you can see that that color is darker than before. It's definitely stronger there. And on your forehead, depending on if you have sunspots or anything like that, you can either sweep or you can stipple that color onto your forehead. I can tell that I still have color on that brush, so I turn my brush over just to really get that. And now I'm gonna come in and blend in stippling motions onto the cheek. And since this is a bigger brush though, it's going to take over the cheek more. And so you need to remember that too. But one of the complaints that people make is they're like, I can't see my contour. The goal is not to see the contour a lot. The goal is to, there's a shadow there so that your face can look lifted. Okay, and then thirdly, the detail brush. With the detail brush, when you go into this, you're going to sweep it out and you're going to stay on just one side. So let me sweep this, and then I'll show you how that looks. Okay, now this one, let me, hold tight, hold tight. I'm gonna actually minimize this contour out really fast, so you can see a little bit better. Now this one, you're gonna go in, and as you come, you can create a sweep, like so. Now, as you notice from the first brush, when I used the blend brush, that one you never saw a strong line. The more you get onto that brush and it has that darker coloring, the more you're gonna see that strong line. But as you go, you then have to bring this and sweep and swoop a little bit more and really work the face more. So if you're somebody that has sunspots or something like that, that makes it, you're like messing with the face more, those sunspots are gonna get rubbed off, you're gonna have a harder time. So remember that sweeping can be not what your face needs, but that straight line that it gives might make it easier for you. So you find which one is best for you or based off of the brushes that you bought. So there's the 3 methods. On the forehead, I could again come and just sweep this around to the areas that I need it. But all in all with contour, the goal is to create a shadow, not so much as of a warm shadow, but more we are gonna see things a little bit ashy. With contour, you don't want it to be too ashy, but you definitely want it to create a shadow. And what does shadows look like, okay? One last thing I want to include about contouring with a cream contour is that if you have sunspots or melasma already there and they are an ashy color, they can make that area show up more. Something that I actually have to do because I have melasma back here is when I apply my contour, I will use my blend brush, but then I will only apply the contour where the melasma is not. So where the melasma is or where a sunspot is, you're actually gonna use that to your advantage and help you build that, but you're gonna skip any other area. So for me, I don't need to do any back here except for this one area right back here because it kind of like dips down and then comes back up. So this allows it to flow in my face better. So I'm gonna use that melasma to my advantage and make sure I skip the other areas that I don't need it. Now we're gonna do how to contour using a blush. So this is something that I toyed around with, I messed with because I feel like the trends are kind of moving right now that we have more of that natural look. And on top of that is if contouring intimidates you, using a cream contour or knowing how much to use or not use can be overwhelming. So this is what you could do. So you need to find a nude type blush that you really like, okay? So everybody's pigmentation is a little bit differently. Some really, they pull too warm or they pull too matte, but remember, we're wanting to have a shadow. So I have the color Nude from Seint, and I'm gonna take that color and I'm gonna put it on my finger. And then from here, I'm gonna fill to where that hollow is. So we don't wanna go too far under the hollow because we don't want our face to look flat and be falling. We want to contour the face and make it lifted, right? So we're gonna take that hollow and we're gonna place that blush about like so. From here, I'm going to now take the product and move it and lift it up as I get the color to move its way back. Now see how it really grabs that on the underside and it lifts it. And because it has more of that ashy, that purple, that blue base, it's creating that shadow. Next, I'm gonna take my 3D brush right here, the big side of it, and I'm now going to tap and blend and lift these kind of like stipple and sweeps up. Again, if you have sunspots and stuff like that, you need to be careful that you're not lifting, messing up that area. So work with it, work around with it. And now as that's blended out, look what happened. It created an awesome shadow. From here, I'm going to then take a blush, a color that I wanna use, and now I'm going to put my blush color on the cheekbone and bring it on up and give it a lift. Now look what happened. How fast was that? So fast, so easy. This is one of my favorite ways to do it now. It is so fast. If you get a little too much, you're still okay, and it works well. It is so beautiful. So that is using a blush. We call them a lip and a cheek because they're versatile in the Seint world. So that is a cream blush, and just like that, you're done. So that is my very favorite way right now, currently in 2023, that I like to apply contour. And anybody who's struggling with contour, this is a great route to go. Now we have a how to contour with a cream bronzer. So we're gonna whip this one out. It's really fast. Now, bronzers are hard because you want to make sure that you don't go too warm. If your face pulls too warm with a bronzer, you wanna skip this one. This one isn't good for you. But here's an option of something that you can do. So Seint has a couple different bronzers, and then they have a suede lip liner, okay? It's a new product that they have, absolutely love it. Suede is a little bit more ashy than Bella bronzer is, but it's not an ashy color, but it's just toned down a bit. So it's a great color to utilize and use. Why not be versatile and use it? So suede is going to look a little like this. So this is like comparable right here. This is suede, and then you have this one's like Bella Bronzer. It's called Mirage, and they're very comparable. Mirage is a highlight color, but you can just see that it doesn't have as much warmth to it. So I'm going to take that 3D brush as well, and I'm gonna put it in that coloring, or with your finger. I'll do it with my finger. Same theory, we're gonna put it right there, and then we're going to create a lift effect. Now, if you're wanting it very lightly, just make sure that you get it out of that hollow right there really well. And then again, you're gonna create that warmth on the brush. So this one is mostly if you're just wanting to pretty much do bronzer, makeup, call it a day. But the one thing that you can do with it is that it kind of gets that hug under that cheekbone again, but you can warm the cheek. So I necessarily wouldn't call this so much a contouring method with the bronzer, but changing up your technique just a little bit with how you apply that makes a difference for it too. So we're just adding that warmth, and then I want to continue this up into the temples and into the forehead, so that we have that warmth added on there. Then again, you're gonna take your lip and cheek color and you're going to go and put it over the top, and you have a very, very neutral, warm look. So this one is very fast. You're just not using that cream contour. You're using just more to warm the face and get that look, but we're still trying to keep things chiseled and look really, really clean, and getting our lines so that they work with the face to still keep that nice lift. So before I wrap this up, there's a difference for sure in all the different variations of the contour colors that you can use. And the contours that we have are all for a reason, depending on the pigmentation of somebody. And it's important that when you get your custom color match, there are different ones that you can do, but knowing that if when you look at this, see how they're meant to be ashy, where these are a lot warmer. The goal is to have that ashiness, but if you're feeling that your face is too dirty, it could, but more often than not, it's feeling dirty because we're applying it too thick. There's one don't that I wanna leave with you before we end this. When you go out to get your contour and you put your color on and you sweep your brushes and your brushes are losing all of their shape because you're pushing so hard into everything, know that that's when you really could take a brush and use way less and get it on your brush and not have things be so hard. But also when you use that bigger brush, if you're coming in here wide and you're putting it on and then it takes over the whole cheek that's thick like that, that's not our goal. Our goal is to chisel. Our goal is to keep it under that line right there. Okay, so anytime you're taking a bigger brush and you're using that whole cheek for it, the dirtiness takes over. Okay, if you're not and you're just creating that chisel, that dirtiness can't do what it was doing before. So I'm Jocelyn McClellan. I got you when it comes to your cream foundation using your Seint makeup. And also if you can't use Seint, these are things that are so valuable for you as well. Contouring is awesome, and contouring can be intimidating as well. Today we covered how to contour with a blush, how to contour with a bronzer, and how to contour with a cream contour. I hope that this helped you out, and if you need anything, holler. Make sure you subscribe to this channel if you haven't already, and if you have, don't hesitate to say hi. Go over to Instagram and message me, be in my DMs there and say, hey, I just saw your video, I wanted to say hi, and I will say hi back. I hope it doesn't get lost in my hidden messages, but I try so hard to keep those ones under control too. But also know that you can look below and see links for things, and if you haven't already gotten a custom color match, you're watching this for the first time, you can message me, or you can put it to my website at fitmissionmakeup.com. And if you're watching this because you already have your Seint makeup and this video helped you, put that in the comments below. And if you have any questions, make sure to reach out and let me know. We'll see you later. Bye.